This is the part where we say inane banter for a minute or two.
Inane banter.
Inane banter.
Inane banter.
Inane banter.
Inane banter.
Inane banter.
Inane goddamn banter!
It's inane banter. Inane banter.
Inane banter. Inane banter. Inane banter. Inane banter. Inane banter. Inane banter. Inane banter. Inane banter. Inane banter.
Inane banter.
Inane banter.
Inane banter.
Inane banter. Moving on.
Welcome to High Class Geek News, where we tell you about all the news stories that you care about and don't worry about the ones that actually matter. I am, of course, friendly neighborhood geekzoid Evan Ransom. With me today is the angry leprechaun himself, that is John Little.
Sorry I'm late. I had to work.
Yeah, it took us a bit to get together, and we're still having trouble with Jinxie. Or I should say, Jinxie is having trouble with their electronic shit.
Oh, Jinxie, come home.
Jinxie, 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 come home, come home, come home. Yeah, what the... Tonight's episode, I Want to Believe Again. Can you guess what our main story is, John?
That Ryan Reynolds looked fucking hot in the new Deadpool outfit.
That's what you get from the title?
I want to believe again. I'm waiting. If there are Deadpool nipples, I'm disappointed.
No, it's the revival of X-Files.
Oh, that.
Yes, Fox has announced that they're bringing the X-Files back for at least 6 solid episodes.
I saw the best meme for that.
Oh, God.
And it's just a picture of Jewel Sight, who played Kaylee, doing this. It's literally terms, you brought back the X-Files? Thanks, Fox. And of course she had that shit-eating grin that she always did, and it just made me think, yep, not a power in a verse keep Kaylee from being cheerful.
Yeah. Yep, another 6 episodes to explain nothing.
I mean,
or
good for them for doing
the show call it genius.
Again, good for them for doing it. I'm excited to see it, but at the same token, just give us Firefly back. Come on. We only got 13 episodes.
I got the comic. It's all I need, really. It does a pretty good job. All right, moving on, since we got to deal with this 15 minutes being late thing. Coming out movie theaters this week, Furious 7 and Woman in Gold. Turns out Furious 7 is like the most ethnically diverse mainstream film franchise, period, right now. It's kind of sad.
Where are the Asians?
There are Asians in the Fast and the Furious franchise. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but only one movie. You know what I'm waiting for?
No, he was in most of the franchise, dude.
You know what I'm waiting for? You're right, but I'm waiting for Fast and the Furious Bangalore, where they just spend the whole movie dodging cows.
Look out! That one's sacred. Which one? All of them. Anyway.
Or we could call it, Fast and the Furious Tech Support.
I'm just looking forward to end. I didn't know you could take something and make it last so long. Even with one of your stars dead. Ooh. Sorry, lack of sleep. Anyway, coming out on home video, one I've been waiting for, though it'll probably be another week or two before I can buy it. Interstellar. Gorgeous fucking movie. And I hope there's like one of those soundtrack only features on there.
Yeah, I didn't
Wild,
get that one in
for
the
those
theater,
of you who... Wild, for those of you who are desperate to see a naked Reese Witherspoon for some sex scenes that will not make you feel sexy. Island of Lemurs, Madagascar, because we're going to milk that fucking cow. Outcast and The Rewrite.
Is that anything like Butch and Sundance?
Huh?
Is that anything like Butch and Sundance?
I have no idea. I didn't bother looking up, probably. I don't know. We got a trailer this week, brand new trailer for 007 Spectre. Are you excited, John?
Let's see. Well, again, I was never as big of a Bond fan as you were, but yes, I'm excited. In fact, if memory serves me, I got most of your old collection when you rebought them into Blu-ray.
I didn't buy them in Blu-ray. They just reissued the DVD when I was like 24, 25, and I bought those.
Yeah, and gave me your old ones.
Yeah, and I was like, well, I don't need these anymore. I might do it again for Blu-ray. Don't know what I'll do with the ones I got, but still, they're fun. They're nice. Anyway, we got a first look at John. Over the last 15 years or so, I've seen for the first time a lot of comic book movie costumes. Still remember Daredevil possibly being easily one of the best ones. I mean, say what you want about the movie, but the costume was solid.
Yeah, I'll agree. I'll agree.
Yeah, especially when we saw Michael Clark Duncan in his Kingpin for the first time too. You know.
Yeah.
The X-Men movies the X-Men costumes very much of their time. The Spider-Man costume was impressive, though. I remember when I saw the first Sam Raimi one, the thought went through my head then, that goes through my head now. How does a kid do this on his own with some needle and thread? But you know, it looks stylish. It looks good.
I will say with the Spider-Man costume, when they first came out, I'd never bought it. But with the huge upsurgence of cosplay in the last few years, I'd buy it now.
I mean, I've seen a lot of them over the years. A lot of first looks, a lot of first pictures.
Mm-hmm.
None of them were as perfect as the first look we got at Deadpool. Just laying down casually on his side in front of a fireplace.
On a bearskin rug. The only thing missing...
And it really is Ryan Reynolds, everybody, in costume, the first official picture of how he'll look in the movie. And if anyone had any doubt that Ryan Reynolds gets the character, they haven't seen that picture. I mean...
The only thing that was missing was to have just a glorious plate of chimichangas in front of him.
Yes.
Just laid out as a...
I've been showing my coworkers this picture who haven't seen it yet. And literally, it's not even a second. It's literally like, okay. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. I love it.
It's kind of a great homage to the old, very, very old school Burt Reynolds centerfold from 1970 some odd. If he had just put like a fake handlebar mustache on the front of the mask, that would have been perfect.
Oh God, I can't wait to see this movie now.
Yeah. It's either going to be really awesome or it's going to be really shitty. I mean, there's only two ways it can go.
All I know is that picture exists. That picture exists. I want to buy it. I want to get it blown up into a poster. I want to frame that bitch. And one day I want to own a house with a fireplace so I can put that right above it.
It's respectable.
That's not the only thing we got a first look at, though. Sticking to the Marvel camp, thanks to the Toy Biz, I think it's Toy Biz that does the Marvel toys right now. The ones we see in like Target and stuff.
I think so.
We got our first glimpse. Yeah, not confirmed whether that's in the movie yet, but if it is, we got our first glimpse at movie version of the Iron Man stealth armor. Yes, Batman. It comes in black.
And it's sexy.
Ain't it, though? Well, it is a Stark.
I mean, let's face facts. All Batman is a more prudish version of Iron Man. I mean, let's just face facts.
Yeah, especially after the convergence thing is done.
Exactly. I mean,
Bat chappy.
Yeah.
I am the terror. I am the knight. I will bring criminals to justice.
Yeah.
We also finally our final first look, thanks to Entertainment Weekly. For the first time, we see the shaved scalp of Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor.
I'm still on the fence about that one. I really am.
I'm not. I'm sure he'll do a good job. The thing about Lex Luthor is, though, I'm not impressed by the first look because, let's be honest, to be Lex Luthor, you got to shave your head and wear nice clothes. That's it. I mean, visually speaking.
It's not the first look that concerns me. It's just the acting ability of the overall character that concerns me. And you know, he might do fine. He really might. But
Dude,
I'm not.
Jesse Eisenberg has more than enough chops to play Lex Luthor. The question is, will Zack Snyder let him play Lex Luthor?
And see, again, I'm watching up with him. I'm still not sold. I really am not.
Well, I think they're trying to go for a young Mark Zuckerberg style Lex Luthor, which he's perfect for because he played Mark Zuckerberg. And it's honestly what I was thinking before they even cast him. They should do with Lex Luthor at some point is just make him some that kind of rich upstart where he got rich so quick he kind of spoiled himself. You know, like Taylor Swift.
See, and this is why I still love Kevin Spacey's portrayal of Lex Luthor, because technically he never stopped playing Lex Luthor. Because
honestly,
Frank
I
Underwood?
look at Kevin Spacey's Lex Luthor. To me, Kevin Spacey's Lex Luthor was the Gene Hackman Lex Luthor if the Gene Hackman Lex Luthor had been done right.
And that's why I love the character of Frank Underwood. Because take away the southern accent, that is the perfect
and the hair.
Lex Luthor.
Well, they did both become president.
Exactly.
Except I think Frank Underwood is going down for a big fall that Lex Luthor never suffered. and would see coming a mile away. Let's see. We got some casting news. X-Men Days of Future Past. Jennifer Lawrence says, kind of unsurprisingly, that this will be her last X-Men film. And Hugh Jackman recently on Instagram put up a picture that implies maybe it'll be his last one too. Neither one really too much of a surprise. I mean, Hugh Jackman's been doing it for 15 years now.
Yeah,
and he's done a surprisingly good job of not really looking 15 years older.
He's like John Cusack, just never frickin' ages.
Yeah, except I swear he's in better shape now than he was when he first played the part.
He is.
It's like, yeah, piss off the rest of us chubby guys, why don't you? Also, the Jennifer Lawrence thing is in a shock because why would Mystique still look like Jennifer Lawrence once this 80s one is done? I'm going to assume they're going to skip the 90s when they do the next one.
Well, if we're going 90s, then we got to get Christine Hendricks to do it. She's kind of quintessential in the the lead design.
No, you eventually move on back to Rebecca Romaine, dude. Come on.
No, you'll never talk me into this one.
There are plenty of big-boobed women in the DC universe, in the Marvel in the X-Men universe, just the X-Men cast that you could easily play. That's not the only option. God, can you imagine her as Mystique? Not Mystique. Fuck. The girl who makes the side blade, Psylocke.
Who? Christina Hendricks is Psylocke, or Rebecca Romaine is Psylocke?
Christina Hendricks. Rebecca Romaine is Mystique. She's been Mystique since 2000.
Yeah, no, I still want I still want Christina Hendricks as Mystique because basically Mystique is Saffron.
But I've already seen Saffron.
I know. I want to see more Saffron.
It's not Saffron, so it doesn't make sense. Anyway, while we're still on X-Men, we also have a new cast member, Lana Condor, who, according to IMDb, this will be her first movie, playing Jubilee.
I'm actually okay with this.
Continuing the tradition that X-Men is where continuity goes to die, we already had a Jubilee in the 2000 X-Men movie, but fuck it.
Well, I look at it this way. If she doesn't have the short hair and the obnoxious yellow coat, I'm already out.
Well, the hair doesn't need to be short, but it should be punkish. That's the important thing. It should have that young, sort of punkish look to it.
And you're still with me on the yellow coat thing, right?
If it's not the yellow coat, it's not Jubilee.
Exactly.
And the hoop ears. The gang, friggin' fireworks alone does not a Jubilee make.
I'll agree.
A very weird. Also, we got Mallrats 2 casting news. So far, confirmed, we have returning Jason Lee, Shannon Doherty, Michael Rooker, Jason Mewes, Kevin Smith, and Stan the Man Lee.
I know.
It's almost complete. More people just coming on. And also one more bit of casting news. This is in the rumor mill. It looks like Paramount may be looking at Idris Elba to play the villain in Star Trek 3 because apparently in the future every bad guy will be British. With the exception of the Romulan played by an Australian.
God, I hope they make him a Klingon.
Oh God, if they do, he'll instantly become my favorite Klingon. You know he'll fucking own that part.
I think about the last good British man we had to play a Klingon. Who was that?
Christopher Lloyd?
No.
Because he's my favorite Klingon.
Patrick Stewart.
He was a Klingon? When?
He was a... Star Trek 5. The eye patch. The bolted-on eye patch.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
Star Trek? Like, we try not to... We try to pretend that one didn't happen. Make it fan dance.
Hey, look, just like Friday...
dance, John.
Just like Friday the 13th, you got to take the good with the bad.
Make it fan dance, John.
Yeah, Friday the 13th, you got to take the good with the bad. The rules still apply.
The Star Trek rule is if they're singing, it's a bad Star Trek movie.
Right. Moving on.
Moving on. We got pre-production news. First of all, Super Troopers has reached its $2 million goal solely through crowdfunding. We're getting a Super Troopers too.
Yeah, any former child of the 90s and early 2000s that isn't excited about this probably has all their brain cells left.
Also, Sony has apparently taken charge of the Robotech series, and they will be making a franchise out of that.
I am actually kind of excited about that.
Well, I'm just hoping they do a better job than they did with Spider-Man, because Marvel can't bail them out of this one.
Well, Robotech's a little easier to work with.
This is true. Yes, let's make a series of movies out of one character.
Well, let's face it. I grew up on Robotech. The plot was always... Well, I was Macross and freaking Robotech, but regardless, the plot was always kind of a little, loose, and you watched it for the epic outer space fucking robot battles, and that's why
so
you
it's
watched
like half of anime.
Yeah, pretty much. It's
Speaking
Michael
of
Bay
awesome
before
battles,
there was Michael Bay.
Speaking of awesome battles, for those of you who've been waiting for the adaptation of the book Ready Player One, we have a director. The legendary Steven Spielberg is signed on.
I know! I'm so excited!
And you just can't hide it.
Oh god, you have no idea how excited I am about this.
I actually
love
did
this
not.
book.
I didn't even know about this book.
Dude, I have told you about this book. I remember because you used specifically the phrase Willy Wonka.
Syndrome.
I remember because I specifically used the phrase Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory taking place in a giant computer simulation with lots of 80s pop culture references. And your exact words were, "Ah."
I do not remember this. That had to be a while ago.
Well,
Something
if nothing
I do
else,
know about, and it's confirmed we're getting a remake of Alien Nation.
I'm okay with this too. I fucking loved Alien Nation.
I would love to see Alien Nation with modern makeup now. I think the makeup back then was awesome, but I think we can do amazing things with it today.
Now, I'm just hoping that it gets a better reception than V did.
And what did it? Oh, V, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, V had a great
V
reception at first. Did it get? V just feels like one of those things. It happened. Everybody was happy and excited when it came back, and then all of a sudden, no one talked about it anymore.
It kind of fell out of favor after I think the first couple of episodes, and its viewership just tanked. I mean, they canceled it after one season.
Yeah, okay, I wasn't even sure if we got a second season or not, because it was like the thing. It was like the new BSG, and then all of a sudden,
yeah,
it just dropped off the map.
Yeah, and
very unceremoniously.
Well, I think part of the issue was, again, you didn't have enough of this nostalgia factor, because there were people like me that grew up with that that expect
V is it's a very niche thing for sci-fi TV fans.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be like relaunching Ice Pirates.
You need somebody who it's like only so many people remember it, and only so many people who remember it were fans of it.
But I can certainly. I mean, this is gonna sound stupid. When they were doing the relaunch, the 24 hours, 48 hours, 40 hours before the premiere of the initial episode, Sci-Fi Channel was running all the original miniseries and all the original serial show back to back for 24 hours. I sat down with my mother and watched that show from beginning to end for 24 hours. So I love my mom. It helps I was unemployed.
Me, I'm just looking forward to Alien Nation because that was always a show. I wish I could say I knew it well enough. It was one of those things I always caught it whenever I could, which wasn't that easy. But it always fascinated me because I like this exploration of what it's like if aliens are suddenly on this planet. What does this mean? What does it mean to have a relationship with them? The fact that you need a manual to have sex with each other. I always like that episode.
And the males got pregnant.
And finally, in movie news, like you said, it's like Friday the 13th. Guys have to go. There's gonna. They said the Transformers franchise is going to try to have a shared universe series of movies. I just want someone to go to everything Transformers movie-wise, just blow it the fuck up and start over. Hit the reset button.
And this is one of those times where we have to, sadly now, we have to dig up Leonard Nimoy. And we're going to have to reconstitute Orson Welles, and we're just going to relaunch the original movie. Because even I really that's better than the schlepp we're getting from Michael Bay.
I want Michael Bay taken off the franchise the same way a lot of wives announce to their husbands they're getting a divorce. He should just show up to the studio one day and his key doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
It would make me so happy.
Actually, even better, he shows up to the gate, and they won't let him on the lot.
Yeah.
I'm Michael Bay.
Unfortunately,
not on the
studio exec, you don't know what the public is saying or thinking, so you just see the numbers, and it keeps making fucking money because the public likes to fail me. Fuck.
Pretty much.
Moving on to TV. Our own video releases for this week. Season 2 of Kung Fu: The Legend continues. Miss Marple, Volume 2, because we love British television. Oh, I'm going to break your hearts in a few minutes. And the show we've all been waiting for to come out on home video. Mortal Kombat Conquest.
Okay, Evan, I'm going to need you to do me a favor. I'm going to need you to get up from your seat and go to your kitchen and grab a spoon. And with said spoon, I need you to rub it on the concrete a little bit to make sure it's good and dull. Then, I want you to scoop out your own eye like your goddamn Fish Moody. And then we'll talk.
Oh, God. Actually, I just saw that and I couldn't help laughing because I'm like, nobody fucking wants that show. It's weird. In my mind, when 90s show comes out on DVD, like these lesser known ones, it always feels back asswards to me. Like, I can't have Phantom 2040, which we can both agree was a genuinely great children's science fiction show.
I'll go with
but
that.
I can get the complete series of Highlander, which we all agree was a dumb idea. I can't get the Conan live action series that I actually did really enjoy when I was a teenager. But I'm getting Mortal Kombat Conquest. The DVD market, you're doing the 90s television thing wrong.
Yep. When do we get the box set of Animaniacs or Tiny Toons? Those would be. Ooh, what about the box set of Tailspin? When do we get that? Huh? That would be nice.
We got those.
Complete
series. Those are out
set.
actually. Complete series, I don't know. I haven't checked lately with Tiny Toons and Animaniacs. I don't think they've released all the volumes yet on Tailspin, and we shouldn't expect a complete series one until they do.
We don't even have all the volumes of The Muppet Show out yet. They went up to season 3 and just stopped releasing volumes.
Well, we got some casting news for television. One, it is now confirmed Masi Oka will be back for Heroes Reborn, playing the fan favorite character Hiro Nakamura. And he's not the only one returning to a fan favorite geek series, as Jim Beaver has confirmed he will be back one more time as Bobby Singer in the show Supernatural. It's been way too long since I heard him say "Idjit." And finally, Chloe Savini will be returning for another season of American Horror Story. Yeah, I'm one of those guys. Whenever I see the name Chloe Savini, I think the same thing. You're the girl who gave the dude the blowjob in the pretentious independent film. It's not even a slut-shaming thing. I don't care that she gave an actual blowjob. What bothers me is that she did that after having read the script and not recognizing it for the guy basically filleting his own ego.
Moving on.
Moving on. Anyway, we also have a series ending, as the upcoming 6th season of Downtown Abbey will be the last season of Downtown Abbey. Despite what we said earlier, I kind of wanted the last episode to be directed by Michael Bay and just end with the house exploding.
I honestly am kind of glad it's ending, because I'm really sick and tired of people telling me that I need to watch it, and that once I get into it, I'm going to be addicted. Well,
now we can get into it and watch it from beginning to end instead of having, instead of it being another British show where it's a lot like Sherlock, where we have to rapidly wait for the next season.
Again, I love television. I have tried and tried and tried and tried to get into Downton Abbey. Not happening, people. Quit asking me.
I haven't, but I really don't understand its popularity. Anyway, we have a new series announcement. It has been confirmed. We will be getting a television show based off of the... there's one more bit of casting news I forgot, but I'll get back to that. Based off of the comic book series Lazarus by Greg Rucka and Michael Lark. It is one of my personally favorite series that are out there today. The way I described it to a friend of mine when I let him borrow the hardcover I got was, if Saga is by a writer who mastered world building, this is a book by the man who perfected it. Amazing post-apocalyptic, future dystopian science fiction. You should read it, and if the television series gets as just a fraction of the genius of that comic book, even a bad episode of that show will be worth it.
Can you dig it?
Yeah. And going back to the casting news, I forgot to write it down because I couldn't put up a link. And the links are usually how I remember things. We got another one for Preacher. Joseph Gilgun will be playing the Irish vampire Cassidy, which means we are that much closer to the cast of Preacher being made up entirely of former cast members for Misfits.
This should be interesting.
Yeah. One thing's for sure, though, if anyone's seen the Misfits and you know who Joseph Gilgun is, you know that is absolutely perfect casting.
Yep.
And our final bit of television news, the showrunners for Game of Thrones have confirmed that the books cannot help you. After almost 4 complete seasons of those who've read the books being ahead of the game for the television watchers and probably holding it over their heads, yeah, you don't have that option anymore. Now the show is going to do to you what you've been doing to the people who watch the show.
Well, because we're still waiting on books.
Well, they've since before the show even started, George R. R. Martin gave them the outline of everything that's going to happen. So at the rate we're going to find out how the book series ends through the television show before we have a chance to find out from the books. There'll probably still be 2 books that need to be on their way before it can end by the time the series ends.
I like to think that I have a more personal involvement with this series than most, because most people don't realize that George R. R. Martin used to be a teacher at University of Dubuque, I think it was, or Loras College here in Dubuque, Iowa, and this place was a lot of his inspiration for the wall.
Considering what you told me about it, I believe it.
Especially the way the bluffs are here, and in the wintertime, they're just covered in snow, and just looking up, going, I don't even want to walk that.
Moving on to video game news, I don't have any releases for you this week. Not because there aren't any video games coming out, it's just there was nothing that really, from what I saw, stood out in my mind. We did get a trailer, though, a brand new trailer for Mortal Kombat X, showing some gameplay. The game looks pretty good.
Granted, I haven't played a Mortal Kombat on a new system yet, so it's definitely one of those things I'm behind the ball when I get it.
You know, I kind of want to play it just for the story, because Injustice Gods Among Us, when I got it over a year ago as a Christmas present, I was incredibly impressed with the story for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that felt like the best comic book story I've ever come across that is not in a comic book. It's amazing. And it's the same guys who do Mortal Kombat, so I'm looking forward to that. Also, we got a new release date for the Dark Knight, for Batman Arkham Knight. It's been delayed, but it is definitely coming out June 23rd, 2015. To help assuage the fact that you have to deal with another delay, they released a video with actual gameplay, and yeah, they fucking stepped their game up. I want this game bad. My pre-order is already paid for, but if I'm getting a better game because of these delays, I'll live with it.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I wish more companies would do that instead of trying to rush them out the door. Moving on to comic books. Our recommendations for this week for the single issues is Avengers number 43, because pretty soon we're not going to have an Avengers anymore. Well, I like to think. Hint, hint.
I just hope they bring back Big Bertha.
I don't think she ever left. But anyway, Canon, The Last Padawan, number 1, the next in the Marvel Star Wars comic series. I didn't even know about this one, so I'm really curious. Spider-Gwen, number 3, because I love that costume design. Southern Bastards, number 8, because it is a comic called Southern Bastards. And if that's not enough, it's written by Jason Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
X-Files, season 10, number 22, because chances are this revival won't be as good as that. And issue number 3 of 5 of Millennium. They gave it a miniseries. Our recommendations for graphic novels coming out this week. Yep, I added one. Absolute Green Arrow by Kevin Smith. And the EC Comics Slipcase Collection, Volume 2. Yep. Even John, who's not as big into comics as I am, was like, that is nothing but win there.
Too much metal for just one hand.
Let's see, in comic book news, we got our first look, our first hint at what the post-Secret Wars Marvel Universe is going to look like, as they have revealed the roster for what they have referred to as the all-new, all-different Avengers team. And this is an all-new and all-different Avengers team.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one that makes me very happy. We got our usual, our big 3, Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man. Except it's still female Thor. They're not changing that. And it's still Sam Wilson, formerly the Falcon, as Captain America. So I'm good there. Plus the Vision. So for those of you who need like some old mainstays to really say this is the Avengers, we got that covered. The rest of the team will be made up of Nova. It is the young Nova who's had his own book recently. Mm-hmm. Spider-Man, but not Peter Parker.
Miles Morales
will survive Secret Wars, and he may be tied for youngest Avenger ever, as the 7th and final member is Kamala Khan, the brand new Ms. Marvel.
So
I
this
love
should
that
be
character so much. She's the best new character Marvel has had in a long time.
Yep.
I think the last time I could had a character that they created that much, it was Molly from Runaways. She was up for an Avenger roster once, but sadly she didn't make the cut. I mean, she's still the youngest considered. We have a special award in the past week that went to Rat Queens, the independent comic book for basically those who love D&D and girls, as it's basically a comic book version of the kind of characters you see on a series of D&D campaigns if all of them were female, including one character who is a lesbian dwarf, which is how she got the GLAAD Media Award for Outstanding Comic Book. So, congratulations to Rat Queens for that.
Huzzah!
Also, when it comes to collectibles, the fan favorite Lucky, the pizza dog from the Matt Fraction Hawkeye series, is getting his own figure, complete with a Hawkeye figure to go with it. It's the pizza dog, dude. He got nicer. The pizza dog issue got nicer.
Moving on.
And going on into news, John, when I say Stan Sakai, what comes to your mind?
Fish sticks.
No custard. Sorry.
No, just fish sticks.
Usagi Yojimbo is coming back for a miniseries. Stan Sakai announced called Senso. This will be the first new Usagi Yojimbo we've had in 2 years.
Because we don't have enough bunny samurais.
We will never have enough bunny samurais. Yes, I am not kidding. The anthropomorphic bunny is the star of what is one of the best samurai series in comics, period. It's pretty much either that or Lone Wolf and Cub. Those are like the ones that matter, and then there are others that wish they were either Lone Wolf and Cub or Usagi Yojimbo.
One of these days, I'm going to spend some time and make a full-on Usagi Yojimbo cosplay and go to a convention as Usagi Yojimbo.
Oh, God, that's going to be awesome. Also, kids, especially you assholes that like to be sexist pricks, this may come as a bit of a shock, but comic books were not always made just like a superhero domain. Back in the days of like the 50s, it's actually on to about the 70s, it was more genre savvy. We had lots of comics. We had westerns, we had war comics, weird sci-fi, giant monsters, and romance. We used to make comics for girls.
Mm-hmm.
And someone wants to bring that tradition back. Mainly the brand new Rosie Press, which is going to start a digital comic series that hopefully will revive the romance genre. All I've seen of it, all I know of it, haven't had a chance to get a good look at the article. I've just seen the picture, and it's 2 girls kissing. So they've definitely modernized it, if nothing else. John is speechless. I'm just waiting for the issue where Batmite and Mr. Mxyzptlk finally answered all that sexual tension they've had all those years. Oh, God. Well, if that depresses you, boyo, you know what time it is now.
Dickweed.
This week, we say goodbye to little Chris, age 24. He comes from the Show Rock School. I don't know much about the man, but I do know this. This is a far happier obituary than usual. Not because I'm glad this boy is gone, no, but because he's the only one I saw was gone. And I'm always happy when we can just kill that bit as early as possible because I don't like people to be dead, and we can just move right on to some science.
Iron!
First of all, it's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world. Actually, the universe. Well, sort of. Well, we're on the brink of it collapsing. Okay, it's not really ending, so much is changing. But yeah, we realize we're on the brink of the universe itself collapsing according to scientists. Yes, John?
I would like to take a moment on behalf of all of our viewers and ask that you never, ever, 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 ever do that again. To all our viewers, I'd like to take a moment and apologize. We here at High Class Geek News do not condone this kind of behavior, and we shall seek to curb it in the future. If you should have a problem with Evan singing in the future, please contact our representatives at the law offices of Lucifer, Beelzebub, and Devilbound, a subsidiary of Helco, and please lodge your complaints, and we shall find the appropriate pineapple to fit in the appropriate orifice. Thank you. We now return you to your regularly scheduled High Class Geek News, already in progress. And go.
Okay, for those who are wondering why I say it's on the brink, that doesn't mean, you got like 24 hours to get your shit together. It's in the grand scheme of things, and if you've ever watched that first episode of Cosmos, we got a few billion years. Or is it millions? Somewhere in there. Trust me, we will be long gone. We probably will be extinct as a species. Unless we try to kick this thing off sooner, because we're going to turn on the Large Hadron Collider again. Gotta blink once. We're going for a twofer.
I look at it this way. As long as we're not opening up a portal to the lost city of Rylith, I think we're okay.
It's not lost. It's in the fridge.
No, that's not Rylith. That might be one of the levels of Dante's Inferno, but it's not Rylith.
No, I'm pretty sure he made some kind of a merger with Zool. We gotta modernize, man.
Moving on. I'm not even gonna make the you just combined Cthulhu and Ghostbusters, which would be a fucking awesome movie, but we'll never get it joke.
Well, moving on to our final science story is NASA started an interesting experiment. Astronaut Scott Kelly will be spending 342 days, as close to a year, up in a space station to see how basically being in space for that long will affect his health, as part of their plan to one day put people on Mars. If people are wondering how exactly you can make sure of everything, like that there's not something just naturally in him already, not that outside of space that will change his health in any way, that is because he has a brother named Mark, who is his identical twin, which NASA will also be studying here on Earth, giving us a control so we can see the change that will be caused exclusively by space on the human body over the course of a year.
Dag, yo. That's some science, bitch.
No word yet on whether or not they're going to give him the space underwear that shows the butt crack as made famous by Sigourney Weaver.
Not even gonna go there. Moving on.
And moving on to miscellaneous. K-Face TV wins the internet this week with Dark Lord Funk.
Yeah.
Don't act like you didn't see the video.
I did it. It was damn near spot on.
I saw that and I'm like, somewhere out there, Weird Al Yankovic is just proud.
I'm sure actually somewhere out there, Weird Al's just going, I can do this better. I think we're going to have to do a sequel. I think we're going to
honestly, what makes it was already good from the get-go, but what makes it great is that when they do the dance, when it came time to do the little dance bit, that always kind of caps off the chorus.
Yep.
Smart. They didn't just do the music straight on like they did up to that point. They incorporated the Harry Potter theme and did a damn good job with it.
Mm-hmm. They did.
That's not the only video. Actually, 3 of the 4 miscellaneous stories are all videos. 3 of the cast members from The Flash put up a video singing a gospel version of The Ballad of Serenity. And it was awesome.
It was awesome. Those were some awesome harmonies. And I'm just sitting there going, I want to hear the Mormon Tabernacle Choir do this.
Complete with the angelic. Ah, take my love, take my land, take me where I cannot stand.
Again, I'd like to take a moment to apologize to our viewers today. Would you like to lodge a complaint? Please write us a letter at the law offices of Beelzebub, Lucifer, Beelzebub, and Devil Bob. Thank you. We now return you to your regularly scheduled High Class Geek News already in
You want me to cheer you up, John?
Okay. Evan, the last time you said that, it didn't cheer me up. In fact, it just made me feel weird and tingly, and I needed an adult. So you better deliver this time.
Man at Arms Reforged put up a video showing them actually making the Hilarion shield from the Legend of Zelda series that Link used.
Oh, no. That is not their best one. It's awesome, don't get me wrong. I've actually been...
But I know that brings a glint to your eye. Legend of Zelda makes you happy, John.
Again, but not the best one they've done. I'm not a huge fan of this season, personally. Now, you really want to see some shit, go about 3 weeks prior and watch them make Auron's sword from Final Fantasy X.
Good stuff.
We did actually get another great video this week. I don't know if you guys watched it. I don't know if anybody here watches Tabletop with Will Wheaton. But this week, they finally posted a video where they made good on their promise during the crowdfunding of last year. They played Cards Against Humanity.
Oh, God. Now I gotta go find it myself.
with Aisha Taylor.
Oh, God. She has, like, one of the dirtiest minds.
And bourbon. And
she is a hardcore drinker. Have you ever listened to her podcast?
Oh, yeah, and no bleeping. No bleeping.
Okay, yeah, wow. That's that's a lot of win.
Oh, yeah.
And our final story for the evening. At the White House Science Fair, Uber geek and President of the United States, Barack Obama, was pleased to greet the Super Girl Scouts. Yes, a bunch of Girl Scouts basically dressed kind of like Supergirl. Because geek is everywhere, and we're glad to have it.
Yes, we are. And it was freaking adorable.
Yes, it is. And that does it for this evening. We apologize for being late this week. Things just happened. But we were here for you to give you your geek news and to just reminisce about that Deadpool picture that Ryan Reynolds gave us. Ryan Reynolds, just thank you. Just thank you. Blake Lively, if you divorce that man, I think you're insane.
Pretty much.
Thank you for joining us yet again for another week of High Class Geek News. We'll be here next week as we are every Sunday, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, right here on our YouTube channel. Of course, we've got our website, High Class Geek. Keep an eye on it. Things are happening. I am Evan Ransom, your friendly neighborhood geekazoid. This was John Little. Say hi, John.
Hi. Goodbye, my friends. It's sad to see you go. Goodbye,
I am here to apologize
my
to you,
friends.
listeners. Any complaints you may have, give them to our law offices. And just because Jake's just butchering the song, I have to do it right at least once. Take my love, take my land, take me where I cannot stand. I don't care, I'm still free. You can't take the sky from me.
That's better.
Take me out to the black, tell the...
I can't hear you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Burn the land.